Hey there, and welcome to S.O.S. Stevie on Scandal. Still no theme song. Anyway, this is my little recap of episode 22 from season 2. First of all, I'd like to give a shout out, big ups to Shonda Rhimes, her team of writers, everybody in Shondaland, and the amazing cast and crew of Scandal. You guys gave us a really, really exciting season 2. One of the best we've ever seen on television. So keep it coming, guys. We're gladiators to the end. Now, I usually try to keep my updates brief, under 10 minutes. But this episode was so packed. I don't know how that's going to be possible. It might have to be a 2-parter. Everybody at OPA is incredulous that Billy Chambers is the mole. Everybody looks at Huck. He says, well, I couldn't kill him myself, so I had to hire Charlie. And then he gave us one of the best quotes of the day. If you want somebody killed right, you got to do it yourself. Love that. Next screen. The gang of 5, well, it was 4, were meeting in an undisclosed location. Mellie's going all first lady, stank face and all, in a red suit. Did you see her in a red suit? Second episode in a row she had a red. The other woman red. She the other woman now. Satan red. I said it. Anyway, she's going ballistic and Fitz comes in and says, sit down, Mellie. And then they talk about what they have to do. After the meeting, Mellie's on fire, which is evidenced by her red suit. I'd like to mention right here that this is the second week in a row they've had her in a red suit. Anyway, she tells Cy that she is tired of being humiliated, which, if you remember, I said this was what it was about. She don't want Fitz. She don't love Fitz. She just don't want to be humiliated. Cyrus then says, he's a child, Mellie. He just needs to be guided. He wants to come back to you. He just doesn't know how. Cyrus trying to save the day whatever way he knows how. And we all know that's not good. Next screen, they have left Fitz and Olivia alone in the undisclosed location. She says, well, she's going to get, have to readjust because she had thought it was over. The waiting was over. And he says, we're not going to wait. You're going to be with me. I'm going to run. I'm going to win. I'm going to marry you. And we are going to be together in the White House. Well, she's like, no, you delusional. Anyway, he says, think of a plan. That's what you do. Use your superpower. And then he starts kissing her and taking her clothes apart. And she says, what are you doing? He said, I'm using my superpower. Baby, that's when I had to take a pill for the headache I had. I had a headache. This episode was moving too fast for... Well, the next screen jerked us right back to reality. The meeting with Rowan and Jake on the monument steps. He tells Jake, I want to meet with Miss Pope. Jake says, why? He said, you don't need to know why. You either going to take the job or I'll give the job to somebody else. In other words, I'm going to meet with her. Notice the woman standing behind Rowan in the background, who when Rowan left, she left. That's going to be important to you later. Next screen, James comes to the White House to see Cyrus. He is hot because Cy is freezing him out. He said all the other reporters know that Mellie and Fitz are meeting with their pastor, and he wants to know if it's true. Meanwhile, he lets it slip that Sally Langston is planning to run for president on her own for the next election. Cy is hot, runs over to Sally's office, is lighting into Sally something fierce. Sally standing there in her red, bring me the head of John the Baptist suit. Another red suit. She says, Cyrus, commandments have been broken. I got a question for you, Sally. Does that include your 13-year-old daughter's abortion? Thou shalt not kill. Just saying. Back at OPA, Quinn Perkins is on too much caffeine. Huck tells Olivia, I'm kind of worried about Quinn. And then he looks at Olive and he says, I worry about you too. Liv says very quietly, I worry about me too. That's when I know she was having second thoughts about being in the White House. She ain't no first lady material. Oh, don't get me wrong. She make a hell of a first lady. But I think she loves what she does. Meanwhile, Cyrus is meeting with who? Rowan on the park bench. Rowan saying, I need to meet with Olivia Pope. Cy says, why? Now he got Cyrus thinking he gonna kill Olivia. He tells Cyrus, don't you worry about it. You just handle your boss. Well, Liv calls and says that Reston is in the Oval Office meeting with Fitz. Cyrus, get there and stop that meeting. Cyrus makes a dead run, and you know what I always say when Cyrus starts running. Only this time it's true. He done fell over right there in the park, having a heart attack. Oh my goodness. Meanwhile, in the Oval Office, Fitz is meeting with Reston. Reston saying, I want to be your VP because I know what you did last summer. Well, he didn't really say last summer, but I just had to say it like that because I just thought that was so much fun. I know what you did last summer. Fitz is cool, though. He don't say nothing. He's like, you don't know nothing about me. No. Anyway, Reston tells Fitz that you got till tomorrow morning to figure this out. I'm trying to figure out, who are these people that keep giving the leader of the free world ultimatums? I mean, everybody just going around throwing out, you got deadlines. You got deadlines. You better make up your mind. You got deadlines. Meanwhile, Liv hot-tails it over to the Oval Office. And then Cyrus calls. He's saying, what's going on? What's going on? They tell him Reston came. They tell him Reston don't know nothing. Reston wants to run with Fitz. Cyrus says, good idea. But they say no. Liv says, no, Reston hates you. That's not a good idea. He's going to use this against you some kind of way. So then they hear talking in the background, and they ask Cy, where is he? Girl, he says he's in the ambulance because he done had a heart attack. But the funny part about in the ambulance was when he was trying to talk on the phone, and the paramedic took the phone, and then he looked at the Secret Service, and he said, shoot him. Give me your gun. I'll shoot him. Gotta admit, you can always rely on Cy for some hint. Now we see David Rosen talking to Billy Chambers. Billy says, I need the Citron card. I can't do nothing without it. David goes, I know, but they're my friends. Billy said, they are not your friends. OPA and that gang of thugs she got over there, they took everything that you ever had from you. Wake up and smell the justice. He said, I know, I'm probably not your friend either. I know I've done some things I'm not proud of. David said, you killed people. Well, then Billy got to naming off all the people he killed. Director Osborne, Wendy, the dead naked girl in David's bed, and Molly. And he left out Gideon Wallace. So all I'm saying is, David, wake up and smell the justice. David hands over the Citron card. Next screen, we see James on TV with Melly watching. He says, even though the scandal happened, the president's approval rating is going up. Meanwhile, the first lady's approval rating is on the decline. You know Melly wasn't having that. So she went to the hospital to see Cyrus. Took him some pink roses. Why would you take Cyrus some pink roses? Well, I mean, there's the obvious, but then why would you take Cyrus some pink roses? Anyway, she says the reporters are downstairs, Fitz, so we ought to leave together. That way we can present a united front. Fitz says, Melly, get your mind right. Those days are over. You getting out the White House, girl. Make no mistake about it. You leaving the White House, and this is how it's going to go down. Then he ran down the program to her, and he looked at her and said, and I know you want to be on the right side of history. Cyrus was listening too, which can't be good. Because anytime Cyrus hears something, you know he's going to try to do something about it.